So this is the working with type demo in Inkscape. So the first thing is you need to get some type into your project. So you have to use the type tool, that's the A with the little bracket on it. Then it's probably going to come in whatever size or font you used last. So I'm going to find a font that I want that's more decorative, and I have thousands of fonts on this machine. You're not going to have that amount of fonts on your machine unless you downloaded them. So I'm going to find this one called Denmark that I really like because it's kind of scripty. And then what I want to do is I'm going to start using this type as an image so that it can be somewhat interesting. Now, a couple of things you need to know. The text and font pull down menu has its flaws in Inkscape. If you want to change the size, you need to do it in the options window at the top. Kind of the same with the font. So I'm not even completely sure why I have the text and font window open. But if, let's say I wanted to rotate this, what I would do is go to my black arrow and click once to get the rotate icon. And then I'm going to move to the corner and I'm just going to start rotating this. Now remember, Inkscape is somewhat clunky in this area, so sometimes if it's large images, it might take a little bit of time to for you to see what it actually does. So now that I have this B on my paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a copy of it after I zoom out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Command C and then Command V. So it's Command C to copy, Command V to paste. That's on the Mac. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this now where I want it. So I've got kind of an upside down B, and I've got kind of a horizontal B almost, but I'm going to move this back. And again, click one time to get the rotation. And then I'm going to rotate it back, and then I'll probably slide it together. Yeah, I think I will. Once these are together, then what I want to do is I'm going to draw a box around it. So now that I like these kind of close together like this, and basically I'm treating this as an image at this point. It's no longer a letter, it's starting to be just a line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of center this, and then I'll draw a box around this. And when you draw the rectangle, it's going to come up the same color and of the fill and the stroke as it was last time. So what you want to do is you want to go up to the object panel and then go to fill and stroke, and then you can change the fill to nothing, and that is the X way down in the bottom corner. And then what I want to do is I want to change the stroke to something less, so I go to stroke style, and then I'm going to go maybe less, and I'll just type it in. I think it'll just be easier if I type it into 3, so I have kind of a skinny line around it. I don't have that really thick line anymore. And then what I want to do is I'll back off the view again, and then we'll kind of center this up and move it. Now, in order to move things as a group, you have to group things together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my selection tool, draw around it, and then it's going to select everything. If I go up to Object and then Group, then it'll group this together so I can move this as one design together. I don't have to worry about moving those individual pieces any longer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to label this, because for our assignment you should have your boxes labeled. So this one I'm going to talk about balance. You could kind of say it's symmetrical balance, but at this point, yeah, it's kind of on the line, but let's just say this is symmetrical balance. So in order to label my box on this page, I'm going to use my type tool again, and then I will label it symmetrical balance. So for this project, you're going to be asked to do 4 thumbnails for each one of the principles. So you should end up with 4 for each one of those principles for a total of 16 boxes. So you're going to do 4 for balance, 4 for emphasis, and so on and so on. So make sure that you make 16 thumbnails. And you can do them all 4 on one page. You can do them all separately. That's fine too. Okay, so good luck. This is Inkscape, and it's the principles of design letter assignment. So just a reminder of what your project is. This is the principles of design letter assignment. First, you just want to choose a letter of the alphabet. It can be any letter. It can be from your name or not. It's totally up to you. Then open a new document in Illustrator or Inkscape. Ask for the document to be 8.5 by 11. That's a regular sheet of paper. You can ask for 4 artboards and do them all on the same document, but that sometimes is hard to send to me, so I might just make 4 separate documents, one for each one of the principles. Next, click on the rectangle tool and create a rectangle that's 3 by 3. If it's not exactly 3 by 3, that's fine. Just make it so that they're on the page and they're set up nice and neatly. What I would do is I'd probably make one rectangle and then copy and paste it. Next, use your letter in combination or with other different kinds of letters. So you see all these cues on this page. You can use multiple fonts, multiple sizes, whatever you want. What you're going to do is you're going to illustrate the 4 principles of design using just that one letter. So what you want to do is you're going to create 4 images for balance. I might cut it up into 2 for symmetrical, 2 for asymmetrical. Then you're going to make a new document and you're going to choose emphasis this time. The 3rd document will be on repetition. Try and use pattern and movement. And then the 4th document would be for contrast. So in the end, you'll need to have 16 squares with 16 thumbnails in them. If you don't do all 16, you will be dinged points. So finally, you can use your letter in any direction. You can overlap letters or combine them. They don't have to be legible any longer. When you're done with those 16 boxes, you're going to clearly label each page and then send the final document in for grading. Good luck!